here we're just making a sketch. We don't have to have units labeled and know exactly what the values are. We're just generally making a sketch. And then it says label each section. So the bus pulls away from a stop. So at the time that we start here, our our let me do this in red. Speed starts at 0 because we were stopped and increases speed. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to say, let me redo that. I'm going to start here at 0 and I'm going to increase speed as such, like this. Okay. It tells us, and by the way, this is section A. That's A right there. Okay. Now they tell us you have the bus is at a constant speed between stops. So it goes up to speed, and then it starts kind of continuing on at a set speed. And so we're not increasing our speed, we're not decreasing our speed. We're simply at a level, consistent speed. And what does that look like? That looks like that for this whole time that we're traveling and we're moving forward in time, we are at this particular speed. And that corresponds with B, the bus is at a constant speed between stops. I'm going to put a B up there. Okay. Then the bus slows to a stop. Not only is it slowing down, but it's slowing all the way down to a complete stop. That means that our speed is going to reach down here to 0, and that's going to be C. And then the bus increases speed after stopping. There isn't a section that it asks us to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's part of it, is that down here where it's reached 0, and let's just say that it's all the way down to 0 because I meant it to be, you're stopped there. You're stopped for a certain amount of time while you're loading passengers and unloading passengers. Okay, so that's also going to be a section. You're not going to slow to a stop and then immediately take off again, increasing your speed. If you did that, then how would the people get on and off? So there is that section there, even though we're not going to label it. And then the bus increases speed after stopping, and we've got now an increase from a speed of 0 while we were stopped, maybe back up to the speed that they were traveling at earlier. And we're going to label that as D because they asked us to label each section. And they did not ask us to label the section where you're stopped. So this really should be all the way down at the bottom. Forgive me for it not being all the way down at the bottom. I'm not sure if I can take that away. Yeah, I can do that, and I can rewrite it a little bit better. Let's see if I do that. As good as I can get. So they didn't ask us to label that part, so we don't have a letter on it, but let's trace it out. From a stop, you increase, you are traveling at a consistent speed, you slow to a stop, the speed comes all the way back down to 0, you're at 0 for a little while, and then you increase your speed. That at 0 for a little while was the point where you were loading and unloading passengers, and then you increase again after stopping. So that's what your sketch should look like. You should get good at this. This is actually just something that the more sophisticated you can get at it, the more you say, you know what, I'm not just going to do something like this. I see this happen all the time, where kids will just make a graph like this. Not for this situation, but for some situation. And the situation is much more nuanced than that. There's more going on than just a straight line from there to there. And maybe it's lack of understanding. Maybe it's that they're just not really, they don't really care a lot about whether their answer is like deeply correct and really accurate, or whether they're just kind of cranking something out that's generally sort of there. But take a little bit of pride in making something that actually is like, no, I actually thought about that. I made that part go up higher than that part did because it was supposed to go up higher and based on the situation or whatever. And yeah, I think that if you care to do it at a really good one of these curves, you'll come up with some nice stuff that's thoughtful and has really good parts to it.